Hello and welcome to another episode of Lost Lion Talks podcast. I'm your host, Jason Berner, and we have co-hosts
JR,
Angel Edme,
your boy Julio.
And we are here to discuss, can families be toxic? Now, families can be toxic maybe for the right reasons and maybe for the wrong reasons. To me personally, I think that families can be toxic when they care about you too much, that they think that you're going down the wrong path. And maybe it's for something that they don't think is real. They think it might be a pipe dream. Angel, could you tell me exactly what you think about families being toxic? Have you ever had that experience?
Yeah, I definitely do think that families can be toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's natural for people to just project what they think is best for you
Sure.
based off of their own experiences and
Yeah.
Yeah.
what they've been through. And like
Sure.
I come from a family that's from overseas. Like
Mhm.
my family's Caribbean, like I'm first generation American. So they definitely do some projecting.
Okay,
They
okay.
definitely do some projecting.
I think all families really do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they
When they
mean
care.
well. But they mean well.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Is
Yeah.
it toxic? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they mean well, like you
But
said.
they mean
and
well.
and that's what I was stating in the
Yeah.
very first part. JR, what do you think?
I think it can also be toxic when they don't care.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, they just force a lot of things on you because they don't really understand how much stress you're dealing with throughout your day
Mm-hmm.
and what you're going through, and they don't even care to ask.
Right. So it's a kind of like a narcissistic thing, maybe not on purpose, but it's a narcissistic trait that they're not intentionally putting on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Julio, have you ever had that experience happen to you?
Well, since I got kicked out at 17 and my mom had me blocked for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
so and to this day, she's still toxic. I'm not allowed in my house to this day, and I'm 28.
Yeah.
So I can't even see my brothers. It's just how the world is, man.
Yeah. You know what? And the thing is, even though they mean well, they don't realize that they're putting a negative vibe on your intention to be successful at whatever it is. And I just feel like I've had the same thing. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody in my family because I love my family. We all do. It's just they don't know when it's just time to stop. Like it's okay to hear it and let them know, like for us to know that they care about us. But the thing is, they're doing too much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they don't realize that when you invest so much, like your time, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you love, that you're making money from, or that you want to make money from, you love it. You give your energy, your passion, your drive, it all goes towards it. And they don't understand that bringing a child down does not make it better. It really, you're downing your own child. And if you cared, I know they do care. I'm just saying that if they really do have that good intention to want to back or support you, I'm sure they would do it. But I just think that they don't think it's a real reality thing. It's like a reality check they're putting on you.
Yeah.
Okay. I also think a part of it's that times have changed.
Yeah.
And they're not moving. They're not.
Right.
They're not moving with us.
Right.
And I think that's a part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
It's like they feel as if there's only one way to do things when now we're in a society where like social media is huge and
Yep.
like there's
changed
so
everything.
much opportunity,
Times have changed.
so many new jobs, so many new
Yep.
ways of doing things.
Absolutely. Times have changed, and I think parents get stuck on the fact that the way things used to be, you didn't have social media back in the 80s and 90s. You didn't have that platform to voice yourself, to put your art, whatever that is, out
Yeah.
there, whether it's painting, drawing, writing, poetry, even acting. And the thing is, they're not aware that in society now, it's more susceptible to basically make it. Like people have made it
Right.
off of little to nothing. Look at Tom Cruise. The guy was living in his car and he made it. And I know I'm talking about acting, but he lived in his car and he made it, And so when it comes down to it, you'll do whatever it takes to make it, and hopefully parents will support you.
Right.
So, Julio, when do you think it is a bad thing? Or let's just say this. When do you think it can be a positive thing when they're being toxic and they don't realize it?
At the end of the day, my way of looking at it positive, I use the bad energy they gave me as energy to be uplift me in many ways to make me the person I am today.
Yeah.
I'm independent and I don't need nobody.
I like that independence.
Like at the end of the day, I'm a full-blown master barber. This is what I do. I could teach people how to cut hair. I'm a gamer. I stream on Twitch. I make TikTok.
Sure.
Like I'm all over the place. And nothing at this point is gonna stop me.
I like that.
I'm here to go crazy.
There you go. Okay.
Like just cause my family is toxic,
yeah.
don't mean the legacy is gonna stop there. I'm gonna continue the legacy
Push
and
it
not
on.
make it so toxic.
I like that. JR, all right, so if you've had a situation or an experience that your parents were being toxic to you because they care and they thought it was a pipe dream, what dream was it or what you believe in doing? What is that dream that you want to do for yourself, a plan for your future that they didn't think it was suitable for you?
Yeah, well, fortunately, my family is very supportive.
Okay.
And any dream I have is, it's 100%. Though my mom would definitely put her whole heart into that.
That's amazing.
But having that, I really understand, like, support is really, you can have too much support, but support is what really matters. Like, in Julio's case, it was little to none.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've seen people that they had to leave their house because of their parents didn't believe them or, little to no support. It's just,
It's
sad.
hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard, and that's amazing that you have that because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's rare, but in my case, it's there. I don't have people's support.
Yeah,
and
you don't
and-
see it too often.
And
yeah.
right, that's what I was trying to say. You don't see it too often. Angel, how about you? Is there something that your parents didn't think necessarily was right for you, but you knew what you wanted to do inside?
Again, I'm with you. My parents have been very supportive. I think the biggest thing is I'm such a perfectionist now because of my parents. Like when you're growing up and they're like, you gotta get the A. You gotta do your best. They push you. They push you to do your best.
Yeah.
But like I've definitely become a perfectionist because of it. But outside of that, like
Yeah.
they've been very supportive when it comes to things that I want to do because they knew that they raised me to put,
Sure.
my best foot
Fantastic.
forward.
They want you to put your 100% into everything.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Everything that you believe in.
Right.
But that could be
they
a
mean
toxic.
well, but
That
it's
could be toxic.
Right,
Exactly.
they mean well.
And as long as
yeah.
we're all aware that they have a good intention behind it,
Yeah.
even though at the same time it's being masked by something negative.
Right.
Yeah, they don't understand at the moment how
exactly.
much is affecting you mentally.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I feel like, in my point of view, right now, my friends are more family than my actual bloodline family. So right now,
Yeah.
blood is blood, but like family, nowadays doesn't even come from blood.
I think you and I, Julio, kind of see eye to eye on that because we both have that same thing. And not saying that my parents don't love me. Like our parents, I'm sure love us. It's just they think that it's just not gonna happen. And that's the wrong way of going about it, but I know they just care. And it's great that we're having this talk because you have different perceptions. You have parents that do care you guys have both parents, and that's amazing. And then you have just me and Julio who have that situation where parents don't believe in what we're doing. Because nothing's happened yet. And the thing is, I mean, for you, you're a barber and you're doing it. That's amazing. For me, it's going to take some time. It's always a process, but parents don't understand that either. They think it's going to happen overnight.
Right.
So let me ask you this, Angel and JR. Your parents have been supportive of you, but was there ever a time that, or was there ever a thing you were into at one point in your life, maybe younger, that they thought you shouldn't be into? Like they were trying to guide you in the way that they think that you should go down that path, but you knew what you wanted to do. Is there, like, when you were young, did you ever have that kind of experience? Maybe like,
Yeah.
not younger kid, but
Yeah.
They always supported me, but like classic like Caribbean parents or like overseas parents, like we want you to be a doctor or a lawyer. So that definitely was like the path that they wanted me to go on, but I was like, this isn't for me. I don't like this.
right.
But yeah, that's about it.
So how often like do y'all call your parents? Like if you were to call your parents right now, what's the chance of them picking up?
Every time.
Every
They'll pick
time.
up.
I mean,
Every
see,
time.
that's the thing. I'm not saying, I guess we're all not saying that your parents don't love you. My parents will pick up immediately.
Nah, my parents really don't love me. Like
Yeah,
like
no.
I'm telling you straight up, she don't love me.
Wow.
But that made you stronger, bro.
That makes you
Exactly.
stronger.
Right,
That's exactly right.
Cause now she's asking for me to get her a job next door to me.
But this is the thing, bro. It's up to you if you want to pursue that.
Yeah.
Pursue that, right?
Sometimes it's just not
Right.
the right moment.
Exactly.
But see, when they see you make it, they're like, oh my God, it really did happen. It really
Now they
came
wanna come
true,
back.
and I was wrong.
Right.
You know, and they're gonna see that. You don't have to be like, oh, I want to hear an apology, Mom. No, they're gonna know that, like, wow, inside they're sorry that they did that, but
They'll be
they're
regret.
happy it made you what happened, you know, because you're successful now and it made you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry. for
No,
cutting
you're
you off.
good, you're
Sometimes it can make you into the person you are today.
Yep.
That's true.
That no support,
Mhm.
like you're doing amazing, and congratulations. But most people they stay down where they could be, and also with too much support, sometimes it makes you negligent.
But you know what's
Sometimes you
crazy?
just
Right.
don't do enough because
you
you have
know-
so much support around
But you know what's crazy? I was always jealous of my friends because they got so much love from their parents.
Yeah.
I was always the black sheep of my parents. And then as I got older, my friends told me, yo, I was always jealous of you because you didn't need no help or
No
nothing.
help,
and
yeah.
you came to do what you do.
Right.
And I'm like, and because I have social skills.
Yeah.
I didn't know people envy me because of that.
But how did they treat your siblings? How was it
Perfect.
different?
They all live there.
So
But
think
And it's 5 of us.
so think
6
about
of us, my fault. One of them passed
So
away.
where are you in the 6? Like what? How you're the oldest?
I was the second oldest.
Wow.
The
Wow.
oldest still lives there right now.
That's crazy.
So if you think about this, it just hit me. If you think about this, that struggle of facing your parents and not believing in you makes you stronger, but when you come to the realization that sometimes it could be bad that they believe in you and you're maybe getting cocky about it. Maybe you get so overconfident
Right.
that maybe you end up making that mistake. Like, you know, when someone already thinks that they're made and they just made it and then they end up not being as good at what they do as they could because they're overconfident, and that overconfidence sometimes can break a person too because it's pressure at
Right.
that time. But see, that's the good thing about sometimes not having families that support you, because you know you can stand on your own too. You know that, Julio, like you did, you're standing on your own too. You have your own barbershop, and you're working there and you're pursuing
Right.
that dream. It's not even a dream anymore. It happened. You know what I'm saying? So the fact is we both stood on our 2 feet. You guys stood on your 2 feet, having parents support you, and that's amazing. I'm gonna one last thing. Basically, it's a good and it can be a bad thing having parents support you, and they also have good, maybe sometimes purposely bad intentions. Regardless, you are who you are because you went through that struggle. Maybe you didn't, and maybe you had parents that supported you through the entire thing, and you made something of that. I am Jason Berner.
I'm JR.
Angel had me.
All right, it's your boy Julio. The only thing I miss is my mom taking me to the hospital.
Thank you for joining us. You may click, like, and comment on the podcast on this episode. Thank you for joining us. Jason Berner. Stay tuned next week.